forgotten, or just too afraid to remember.
So, what's up, soldiers? This is the 15. You're watching the 15. This video completely breaks down the psychological horror game, Detention. The full plot, the hidden secrets, and the truth behind the nightmare. From the first scene to the final reveal, we're connecting every clue and every hidden detail. So get ready, because this story is darker than it looks. Detention takes place in 1960s Taiwan. During the White Terror, fear seeped into everyday life. Families learned to whisper inside their own homes, and neighbors stopped trusting each other. People disappeared without explanation. Love became fragile, silence became safety, and everyone lived knowing that one wrong choice or one fearful confession could ruin many lives. Freedom vanished day by day. At Greenwood High School, a student named Wei Chung-ting passes out in class when a military officer, Instructor Bai, questions a teacher about a book list.
Monsieur, have you seen this list before?
Moments later, a typhoon hits and the school is abandoned. Wei wonders where everyone has gone and starts heading back to his home. Inside the auditorium, Wei finds senior student Fong Rei-shin asleep.
Where am I?
The auditorium. You were sleeping on the stage.
When he wakes her, Ray realizes she has lost her chain with the white deer dollar, and the two search the auditorium until they find it stuck inside a ventilation fan.
What? The bridge collapsed.
No freaking way.
When they try to leave, they discover the bridge has collapsed with the river of blood. Wei tries to calm her down, insisting it's only chemical runoff from a nearby factory. As the storm grows stronger, they decide to wait it out inside the school. Inside, Ray thanks Wei for helping her. Wei then remembers that there is a phone in the principal's office and leaves to look for it, but he never comes back. Instead, something feels wrong. A strange, unsettling vision plays before Ray's eyes. Quiet, distorted, and deeply disturbing. Ray wakes up again, but the school is wrong. Empty, twisted, haunted.
Why? What happened?
Wei's body hangs from the auditorium ceiling. She calms herself down and starts wandering the school to find an exit. Following the instructions found in the school's notes, Ray cuts Wei's throat and collects his innocent blood to perform a ritual, believing it is the only way to escape. She then wanders deeper into the school, avoiding restless spirits, solving puzzles, and uncovering fragments of her past as the truth slowly begins to take shape.
If a paper plane could whisk my dreams away from here, where I could wake up and find myself in a foreign land, to start a new life as a stranger to all, Oh, how wonderful that'd be.
Ray wakes up once again in the dark, but this time, she finds herself inside a prison. She wanders through the building, trying to escape, just like before. When she reaches the rooftop, she witnesses someone who looks exactly like her, jumping off the building. Later, in the projector room, she discovers Wei's tombstone, realizing that Wei is already dead. As she continues, Ray finds two puppets, one wearing a sack over its head, and another holding a gun. When Ray places them on the puppet stage, the police puppet fires at the puppet with the sack. The bullet passes through, striking the girl puppet hanging above and killing her as well. After this scene, the world shifts again, and the game transforms into Ray's past at home, revealing the painful memories of her family. Ray was once a capable student, but problems at home slowly affected her. The pressure built up over time and led her into depression. She finds comfort in the school counselor, Chang Ming-hui, and gradually grows close to him.
I have received your paper plane. I was truly worried you were still having trouble at home.
He gifted Ray a chain with white deer in it. Their relationship turns romantic, and Chang becomes the only person who makes Ray feel understood. When the counseling sessions end, the fish that once filled the room with color are dead. Chang suddenly pulls away.
Miss Fang, the counseling process is near its end. I'm glad you are back on track. And hopefully you won't be needing me anytime soon. If there isn't anything else, you should return to class now.
Now she comes across three reflections of herself. One reflects her family, one reflects her love, and another reflects the moment she lost everything.
Again, I'm left in abject solitude, in a house that I call home, in a space that I call school, a walking corpse whose mind's without, a sense of loss that's drowned with doubt.
Later, inside the auditorium, she overhears Chang and Miss Yin arguing. Miss Yin warns him that his closeness with Ray could expose a secret book club.
You're stuck in your little romance. Did you forget about us? We were already in the same boat, don't you forget?
But Ray misunderstands everything. She believes Chang has chosen Miss Yin, that they are together. Overwhelmed, Ray is the only one who throws away her chain inside a ventilation fan, and she collapses on the auditorium stage, leading directly to the beginning of the game. Miss Yin was not running the book club for rebellion or power. She believed the students deserved to think freely and read beyond what they were allowed. Wei was one of its members, along with several other students, all trying to hold on to hope in a world ruled by fear. Later that typhoon night, Ray pressures Wei to tell her about the book club and convinces him to hand over the book list. The book is represented as a gun, showing that in those times, even reading banned books was treated as a crime, powerful enough to take lives.
Miss Yin, what are you doing over here?
Have you forgotten, or do you not want to remember? Just a harmless piece of paper, right? Instead, I had to die, he had to die, and many other students had to die.
Was it you? You just keep causing me trouble. You're driving me crazy. How dare you? This is all because of you. You ruined everything.
If you had a problem, why couldn't you have come talk to me instead?
Shut up. If you were gone, none of this would have happened.
Remembering how her mother once got rid of her abusive father by reporting him, Ray gives the list to Instructor Bai, hoping Miss Yin will only be fired.
No matter how many times this replays, nothing can be unwound. You can never redeem yourself. Instructor Bai, this is the book list I mentioned before. I found it in our teacher's desk.
Miss Fang, the country appreciates your assistance.
Instead, the military sweeps through the building. Even though the students try to burn the books, many of them are dragged away and arrested. Miss Yin vanished from the country. Chang is taken next, executed without mercy. Because Chang was the one who started the book club, he believes students deserved the truth, even if it was forbidden. Only later, Miss Yin joined him, trying to protect the students and keep the club alive. Overwhelmed by guilt and convinced she caused it all, Ray can no longer live with the weight of her actions and takes her own life. The truth is revealed. You are playing as Ray's soul. After her death, she becomes trapped in purgatory, unable to move on. The twisted school is a reflection of her mind, replaying the same events again and again. Each cycle forces her to relive her fear, her choices, and their consequences. Only by facing her guilt and accepting what she has done can Ray break free from the nightmare and find peace. Towards the end, an old man enters the high school, and somehow he feels familiar. Ray follows his path through the empty halls. Then she comes face to face with her shadow, a reflection of everything she has tried to deny.
I am you, yet you are not me. It's a sin that makes you linger in this realm. Memories like mirrors reflecting the true likeness of your soul.
The shadow questions her choices and forces her to face the truth. If Ray refuses to accept her actions and guilt, the shadow declares that they are not the same.
Facing your own aspirations, but not confessing to the truth, I am you, yet you are not me.
Ray then walks down a path beside a river of blood, while Wei, Chang, and Miss Yin warn her that the cycle will never end.
Constantly cycling over and over, with only the river Sanzo at the end of your journey.
Yet a knot of sin still lies unsolved. The bridge leading to Paramita lies in collapse.
So the Requiem, with a warm crescendo, welcomes you once again.
She enters the auditorium, where faceless figures applaud her. Her shadow places a noose in her hands. Ray hangs herself, and the auditorium fades into its abandoned state in the present, showing that her soul is condemned to repeat the nightmare forever. But if Ray accepts her guilt, the true ending is unlocked. The old man walks up to the rooftop and stands at the exact place where Ray ended her life. Ray's soul accepts that they are the same, and she finds a paper airplane carrying Chang's final message, one of love, forgiveness, and farewell.
Open the door. Chang Minghui, you are suspected of spreading anti-government propaganda, smuggling banned books, and organizing illegal gatherings. The court has already obtained the necessary evidence.
Ray goes to Chang's office and witnesses his arrest one last time. By accepting the truth, Ray finally breaks the cycle and finds peace.
Looks like it will be difficult to escape this time. Fine. Take my head so that I may join my brothers and sisters in death. Why? Aren't people born to live freely? To think openly, to speak their minds without restriction or fear, freedom of belief, love and self-realization. When we could be hand in hand, living an untroubled life. But in the end, it was only a fool's dream. I too am vain, like the daffodils, fixated on my grandiosity. The world is not ready for the likes of us.
Daffodils died by a river of crimson blood, decaying, rust-like into the void.
The game then shifts to the present, and then the truth revealed. That old man is revealed to be Wei, now a middle-aged man. He was sentenced to 15 years of hard labor, but was later pardoned after the end of the White Terror. His journal reveals that Miss Yin spent the rest of her life abroad as an activist, but died of lung cancer before she could return home. Wei returns to his old classroom and sits at his desk as Ray's ghost quietly sits across from him. Detention is one of the best 2D psychological horror games you can buy, and it's usually around $2 during Steam sales. You can finish it in roughly 3 hours, but trust me, the story will stay with you much longer. There's also a movie and a Netflix series based on Detention. Both cover the same world, but from different perspectives, so you'll get extra lore. I personally recommend watching the movie first, because it's the closest direct adaptation of the game. If you've played Detention, drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. This is the 15. You are watching the 15. See you guys in the next video. Bye.
"我不会忘记的，我永远都不会忘记的。"